believe we're live. Over to you, Liz.
Good afternoon, precious family, and welcome to another inspirational moment brought to you by Precious Bear. It's been a while, um, so yeah, this is our first time this year. We've been doing other stuff behind the scene. Today we've got an inspirational moment, a very lovely guest. You know, when we bring our guests, they're very lovely and they always come with nuggets for you, our listeners. And as usual, I've got the lovely Tolu who's going to introduce our guest before our guest shows his face to say hello to you. Over to you, Tolu.
Hi, everyone. Lovely to catch up with you once again today. Like Lee said, it's our first time this year. And if you can notice, she's wearing a Precious Pearl top. And I was supposed to be wearing mine. I'm sorry, Liz. I don't know where I put that top. I searched everywhere. I felt so bad because I was supposed to be doing the branding thing and we're wearing Precious Pearl top. But anyway, so we're back to the bang this year and it's amazing to be back again. Like Lee said, we've been doing other things in the back of the, you know, in the background. We've done a little bit of a whole project this year. We've we're also planning for an event coming up very soon in about 6 weeks time or thereabouts, about a month to 6 weeks. And we'll be sharing more of that on the page. So we've been quite busy actually um, behind the scenes. That's why we're just coming a bit late February, but we've been busy trying to, get everything sorted. So we have a fantastic guest today, and it's my pleasure to invite to have Tolu Akinyemi here. He's been with us in the past when we had a gala. Was that a year or 2 years ago, Tolu?
Yeah, that would be like a year, yeah, over a year now.
Over a year now.
Yeah, going to 2 years now because of the pandemic. Yeah, so
Yeah, it was fantastic having him. He read a little bit of one of his books. I actually bought a pack of his books, and they're amazing. Tolu's an author. I'll just read a little bit of his bio, a short bio. Tolu Akinyemi, Tolu A. Akinyemi, also known as Tolutoludo, and the Lion of Newcastle. I love that name, Tolu, the Lion of Newcastle. He's an award-winning Nigerian author. Congratulations again, by the way. You just got another fantastic award in the genre of poetry, short story, and essays, which includes Dead Lions Don't Roar, poetry, that's 2017, Unravel Your Hidden Gems, essays, 2018, Dead Dogs Don't Bark, poetry, 2018, Dead Cats Don't Meow, poetry, 2019, Never Play Games with the Devil, poetry, 2019, Inferno of Silence, short stories, 2020, A Beautiful Love, poetry, 2020, Black Inferior, poetry.
black does not equal inferior.
Oh, black does not okay, yeah, does not equal inferior. Sorry, my cracked mobile phone screen there for you. Never marry a writer. I wonder what your wife has to say about that. 2021. And everybody don't colo mental. I love those titles. That's coming 2021. I need to read that one till when it comes out. Is it out
Yeah.
yet? The last one.
It will be out on the 1st of April. Everybody don't.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
For the tongue color.
I love that title. Well
Thank
done,
you.
well done, well done. So if you go to tolutoludo.com, there's a longer bio and his body of work is on there. He's a fantastic author, and you can tell by the titles that he's an amazing writer as well. And he's been quite consistent, and as you can see in the bio that I've read, he's been dropping hits every year. So well done. I love someone who's passionate about their skill and who keeps producing. God bless you. Thanks for coming on board today. We're just gonna hear a little bit about who you are, some inspirational nuggets from you. There's a budding author that is listening, so they know they can absolutely do this and kill it. So thanks for coming on board. Over to you, Liz.
Thank you.
Uh, Welcome, Tolu. And I'm actually looking forward to everyone done color. It's just, I was listening to Tolu saying that, I'm like, oh, interesting topic, interesting. How will I put it? Title for a book, and then never marry an author. That's also interesting. But can you tell us a bit about yourself? How do you come about to do what you're doing now? How do you? So is this something that you've always known that you want to be a writer, or is this something that you mistakenly stumbled on? Maybe someone said to you, "Oh, you're actually good at this. Why didn't you do this?" Tell us a bit more about yourself.
Yeah, so thanks, Lizzie. Yeah, so thank you, everyone. The Lion of Newcastle in the building. Rah! Yeah, yeah. So I started writing from a very tender age, and even though at that time I had no plans to ever become a published author, but I would read a lot of books, and I used to write as well. And I remember, I think it was in my junior secondary days, I wrote a movie script which I can't find anymore. So
Oh,
yeah, so it was a drama series, and had different characters and everything, and it was in a higher education notes, so that was quite interesting. Then I used to do a lot of journaling as well back in the days. So I would, document history. I had like U.S. presidents write them down from the first day, just taking notes. I used to read a lot of political books as well. And so, and I think Chinua Achebe as well. I used to read a lot of Nigerian authors. My dad read English at the University of Ibadan. So we had a lot of books in the house. We had English authors, Yoruba authors, Dio Fagunwa and co. So I was
wow.
exposed to quite a lot of books like growing up. So that piqued my interest in, reading, writing. And when I was at the uni as well, I used to write finance articles as well. My dad was a stockbroker, so I was quite interested in the subject of investment in finance, and so I used to write weekly articles, and from there that metamorphosed into Toluakinyemi.com. So Toluakinyemi.com, at that point in time, I used to write a lot of personal development and motivational writings. So that was the focus of my writing at that particular point in time. And that's from there, it was in 2017 that I published my first book. So that was how the journey began. It wasn't something like I stumbled upon overnight. It was a process, it was a journey, and it was an habit I cultivated over the years. And to the Lion of Newcastle today.
I was going to even ask you, how did you come about the title, The Lion of Newcastle?
Yeah, so my first book title was Dead Lions Don't Roll. So anytime I go out, for local events in Newcastle, so when I get on the stage, I'll say, "Can I have a loud roar like a lion?" Everybody starts roaring. Everywhere is electric. So it became a form of signature, and people saw that. Wow, people would come to me after my performance to say, "Wow, you are so brave. You have like so every attribute of the lion." So going forward, so like anytime I had like future events, people would just when I just step on stage, they would just start roaring. The lion is here. The lion. So the name stuck like glue on paper. Yeah. And that was how I became renowned as the Lion of Newcastle. And and even after I released my subsequent works, Dead Dogs Don't Bark, Dead Cats Don't Meow, at times we go for events and people are barking, and everywhere it's just people are barking, meow, meow. So that was how the name Dead Lions Zoro came about, because the debut collection, the entry into the market was quite powerful. And yeah, and I think true to that name as well, I have shown attributes of a lion, because the lion is the king of the jungle, being brave, being fierce, and just producing work like Tolu said. So I think that's quite important. You don't really have to like look at what other people are doing. Just focus on your own work and do you know,
Stay in
have
your
your
lane.
stay in your lane, have your own personal drive, and be motivated to accomplish your own goals.
Yeah, let me just jump in right there. I love what you said about focusing on your own journey, because I know it wasn't like this from the beginning. People will probably from the beginning have been like, "What is he even writing? What is he even doing?" But let me read what is on here that's quite inspiring. Tolu has been endorsed by the Arts Council England as a writer with exceptional talent. Now, if you know anything about the Arts Council England, you know that they don't just endorse anybody as exceptional talent. So well done there.
Thank you very much.
So now we know how the title "The Lion of Newcastle" came about. I am actually because you said that when you go to venues you have people backing like dogs and meowing like cats and stuff like that. So what will happen when your book "Everyone Don Kolo" comes out? What's gonna happen?
We'll be breaking tables and smashing things around.
Seriously, it would be interesting to see people's interpretation. You wrote the book, but how
Yeah,
people take it on and interpret it is what matters. So at the
yeah.
end of the day, it would be interesting to see how people are going to interpret this particular book. And I'm actually looking forward to reading this.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to reading this.
Yeah.
But
Thank you very
before we actually go on, you know, can you just read a portion? I've been, like Tolu said, the gala Precious Bear had in 2019. I had you know, read an abstract from your book, and it's really nice. Can you just give our viewers a teaser so they know what to expect? They know why you're called the Lion of Newcastle.
Yeah, I'll be happy to do that. Yeah, so I would start from Black Not Inferior. So I will read a poem from Black Does Not Equal Inferior, and this is titled Black Voices. These Black voices cannot be silenced. This chorus, anthem, and movement rattle the White House. These Black voices are not a monotone. These cries come from the pang of racism. Today, they chorused, Black Lives Matter, to appease the gods of vengeance. They took a seat on the moving train and immersed it with more than 2 pints of dross before they unconsciously drifted back to the status quo. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for reading that. Thank you so much. Tony's clapping in the background.
Thank you.
If I may ask, I know, if I may ask, what brought about you writing that? It's like a message in itself. So what brought about you writing that?
Yeah, so at the time I wrote Black Does Not Equal Inferior as a book and the poem Black Voices, we see a lot of, with the Black Lives Matter protest and everything going on around the world, and everyone is joining the bandwagon, taking a kneel. Everyone is like, this is the trending thing at the moment. So everyone is just either you believe Black Lives Matter or Black Lives Does Not Matter. Everyone is trending, but what that poem or what I'm trying to pass across in that poem is that, and in the collection as a whole, is that as a Black person, I am not inferior. As a Black person, you are not inferior. And the moment people get that message, so I think this collection particularly was inspired at the time George Floyd was killed in the US, and it was like everyone felt it
Yeah, all over the
all around the
world.
world. We're angry, and so this is my work, my legacy work to the world, that as Black people, the book actually touched a lot of themes affecting the Black race, and so feel like this is the book to address because even in the workplace, everywhere we see it, inequality, prejudice,
Yeah,
discrimination, and all of that. Yeah, so this is a book. So it's a mantra. So it's a book that aims to be a mantra for the Black community, that even though I'm Black, doesn't mean I am
I'm
inferior.
inferior.
Yes,
Well
so
done, well
that's the
done,
idea behind the collection.
well done. Thank you for
Awesome.
that. I can recall like reading a telephone conversation. So racism has been something that's been out, not just starting. It's been there, but kind of like subtle. But now it's kind of like in your face.
Yeah.
And I remember reading Wale Soyinka's telephone conversation and what he had to go through in order to rent a room. You know, I don't know if you've read that, and it was just mind blowing. Then looking at what you've written now, from when he published that, I can't remember what year that was published, and now we're in the 20th century, and it's
Yeah.
still the same song, you know. But the good thing about it is people are now learning, like you said, yeah, you might be black, you're not inferior, you know. Just own it. I own my blackness. I own my sassiness. I'm not inferior to anyone. So I love that. I think Tolu, please, can you put a link to the website so people can actually go and in the comment section, so people that want to purchase these books can actually go and get them, because this is something we need to they've got Black History Month, they've got all of this, but we need to start telling our own stories. We need to
Yeah,
start telling people about, who we are, where we're coming from, and also the generation coming behind us, so they don't feel inferior to anyone. Well
absolutely.
done for that. So I know Tolu was reading your bio and she said you've won so many awards. Can you just tell us a bit about them? Which one is more? I know that they'll all be precious to you. I know they'll be all, you will feel happy about all of it, but there must be one particular one that you won that, made you like, wow.
Yeah, so I think the most recent one, which is the Best Indie Book Award, I was the poetry winner for my poetry collection, A Booktiful Love. Uh, thank you.
Yep, yep, yep.
I felt that
Rah,
like,
rah,
woo!
rah, 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 rah. And why that felt really important to me was that at the time that book wanted to be published, a friend was like, "So you can let the book ferment, you can let it, the way, let it just keep it, go over it and all of that." But like the way I think is that, as for me, I don't know if that's the way. I don't, when this is my last day on earth, I don't really want to have unpublished manuscripts.
Mm,
Mm,
I want, yeah,
powerful.
yeah. So I don't want my shelves to be filled with dusty manuscripts and say, oh, Tolu has like 20 unwritten books. No.
mm,
So yeah, so that's not the plan. Yeah. So at that point I had the conviction in my heart to publish that. And I did that May last year together with Inferno of Silence, a collection of short stories. So in Inferno of Silence as well, I had stories that addressed the plight of the girl child. I had another story on Black Lives Matter, and the title in that story collection as well, Inferno of Silence, just talking about issues that men face in relationships, in marriages, and most times people talk about women and
mm.
the abuse, domestic violence, and everything. But that particular story, Inferno of Silence, focused on men and the issues they face in relationships. So, but back to the question, yeah. So the most recent award, Best in the Book Award, poetry winner. That was comforting. That was that was beautiful.
Oh, so we know that you're a founder of an art academy in the UK. You know, can you tell us a bit more about it? How did this academy came to be? What are the what's the purpose of the academy to start with, and what is the criteria for anyone that wants to join?
Yeah. So basically, it's an art organization, Lion and Lilac, and I am the co-founder in Lion and Lilac, and we aim to give a voice to underrepresented writers in the community, irrespective of locations. So
Mm,
we publish on a quarterly basis. We release new issues out, and we have writers from all over the world submitting their works, which we publish on the site. And we are also planning to have like opportunities for writers, to like commission projects for writers and, just giving avenues for writers to promote their works, to showcase their talent. So that is the focus, because from a place whereby, like, I think the most important thing, and I think people can take away from this, is that you can create anything you want to create. Don't let
mm,
any limit you. don't, from your place of starting out as a writer, releasing my first book and being able to like pull my aunt into other things. I think so it's quite important that don't see any vision like, oh, I can't do this, or this is impossible. So you must see that possibility mindset. So at Lion and Lilac, our aim is to give a voice to the underrepresented in society and give these writers a space that can be a home for them for work, and they feel comfortable with to express their views on any issues without any form of.
So it's like giving back to the community, and not just giving back to the community, raising the next generation of writers as well. And then not just next generation, even people like our age, our generation that actually wanting to do that, but they've got that voice making them doubt themselves. So this is like an opportunity to like help them grow that. So is there a criteria? So what, if people want to join, what's the website and things like that?
Yeah, so the website is lionandlilac.org. So for people to submit their works, lionandlilac.org, people can check the website out. There's a lot of writers from around the world that have submitted to our different issues. We've published 4 issues now, and the next issue will be out in May. So check our submissions page, and if it feels like home for you, if you like the quality of the work you see on there, then visit, send us your work. Would read it, check it, and put it up on the site. We also have plans for many other activities in the future, but we are at our incubation stage at the moment, but we hope to unveil those in the near future.
Okay. Okay, Tolu, please can you put that in the comment section so people, boarding writers.
Yeah, okay. That's the name of the organization, yeah?
The academy.
Lion and Lilac,
Lilac.
yeah.
Lion and Lilac. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a
And then,
website?
yeah.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Okay.
Lionandlilac.org.
The org, fantastic.
Thank you.
So, for example, your book, Do Not Marry a Writer. I'm going to go to that one first.
Never marry a writer.
Never marry a writer. Never mind. So, what inspired you to write that particular book? I'm not going to go to Everyone Don Colo. I will leave that for now because I'll start with that one first. What inspired you to write that?
Yeah, so never marry a writer. It came from a place of like a writer is a dangerous person.
Can we call your wife to come and answer this question?
So yeah, so basically a writer has a lot of ammunitions, and so because I think writing it depends, like people write for different reasons. So writing could be a way to release, it could be a way to to share your thoughts, or just to see the world from another viewpoint. So I think it just came from a place of seeing writers as people of immense talents, and people that you don't want to mess with. So if you are not your best behavior, then a writer would not be the best person to be a partner here. So that's the whole inspiration behind Never Marry a Writer. So it comes from a place of, if I may read one poem. I may read one of the poem for you to just understand the context.
Please do. Please do. Please do.
Okay. Never marry a writer. It can be. I don't have a copy. Oh, people may have to actually get their copy because I can't find one close by at the minute.
Aww.
But I mean, if I mean, is I have a copy upstairs. But do you want me to quickly get it, or we should continue?
Hey, Tolu, what do you think? I think you should get it. I'm just being on that. I'm being an Oliver Twist. Don't mind me.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
We'll get it while Lee keeps us occupied. So, what are your thoughts on Tolu's body of work? I remember him from Precious Pearl. It was awesome, And I remember thinking, wow, to be a black, not even a black person, to be coming right out of Nigeria, Africa, and to have the confidence to actually produce a body of work that, that's been published. I just kept on wondering the amount of, strength he had to go through with that. Because I'm sure the thoughts might have come to him and might have been like, okay, will this even be accepted, and all of that, So, what are your thoughts anyway?
it's
I'm sure
not
you can.
just it's not just the work being accepted. I think it's more or less around the fact that we there's a lot of rejections that would have come his way as well while he's you know writing his books, and then the titles are not something. um how will I put it? You know how they try to make you fit into a particular look and description.
Hmm.
You understand? So having those titles that they might think doesn't fit into their description of what the market should look like would have actually been a big, thing to him. But looking at how he's managed to still continue doing what he's doing to the point that he's now getting recognized from it is actually great and a big deal. So it shows how he has persevered, which is one thing that anyone listening to this should actually take out of it. That
Yeah,
if you have a dream, you need to persevere until you get the result. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's back.
yay, it's back.
okay. So I will read one of the Never Marry a Writer poems. So I have a lot, but one. Never marry a writer. Mother's ghost will not rest in peace.
Hmm.
Our journals are digging up mysteries more vivid than a reality TV show.
Hmm.
Our pen bleeds woes and grim hollows. Each page wears a new kind of sad. Father's heroic status has been eroded like flooded land. They say he is now the villain. The gods have rejected the sacrifice painted in blood. The red roses grieved with her. Last night, they tumbled out of their vase and withered like mother. Mother's words struck hard, the last laugh.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you so much. So for each of your books that you've written, is there like an inspirational story behind it, or what inspired you? Is it something that you're seeing that inspired what your next title would be, or what you're going to write about? So what inspires you to write?
Yeah, so I think just the human experience, our our experience is universal. Our experience as human beings, they are shared. So if I read Black Voices and I'm saying these voices cannot be silenced, you also believe that as well. So, and you can, even though you might interpret it differently, as humans, we have the same shared experience, love, loss, grief. So for my titles, like everybody don't mental for that one. The title was inspired and it comes from a place that no matter how perfect we all struggle. We all
Mm.
have mental health struggles. No matter how, powerful or
Or put
rich or
together.
whatever.
Or
Yeah,
put
what
together where.
yeah. So
Mm.
so there was a stanza in Everybody Don't Kilometer. I said, we roamed and roamed fully clothed. So
Mm.
people don't have to be like mad to roam, but
Mm.
people have issues, people have struggles, they challenges they face every day. So that came from a place of this is a book for people who are struggling because yeah, everyone struggles. We have
Mm-hmm.
better days and we have days that are not so good. So that book, he addresses those challenges that pertain to mental health issues. Yeah, so that's for that. And the one I just finished, which will be out in September, that is A God in Human Body. So that was okay. So that actually came from a place of what a friend of mine bought Black Does Not Equal Inferior, and I signed it to her and I wrote a God in human body, Black Queen, you are not inferior. So that was and later I spoke to her and I said, oh, someday I'm going to write a book titled A God in Human Body. And that came from a place of the divine, that even though I am in human body, I have that divinity, I have that power, for ye are gods and children of the Most High.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
so that came from a place of seeing myself from that place that this body is not my own, it's a temporary place. So I am a God in human body. So that was the inspiration behind that. For the
That's also making me think as well that we don't know how powerful we are as human beings. It's like God put droplets of himself in our bodies. We are like created in the image of God. And so God's put things in us that's so powerful that we can create, we can do things, but because we don't know how powerful we are, we go, like he said, that you don't want to go to the grave with unwritten script. We go to
Manuscripts.
lots of times, human beings, we go to the grave without even touching,
Without scratching the surface.
yeah.
yeah. So I think it's important that as humans we understand that we have immense power, we have immense ability to do the unthinkable. And
Regardless of color. I had to put that in.
I, and I also look at it like some of the words are like, wow, this is big, this is great. Like, where does this come from? But I know that's the power, that's the power that we have, and the better the and I think with writing as well, you are vulnerable, you are like Lisa said, someone can get a book and interpret it differently. It's not in my place as a writer to be saying, oh, this is what I mean and what I don't mean. Allow people to like interpret the work the way they want to interpret the work. But it makes like writing, you are vulnerable, and but with sharing your ideas with the world as well, vulnerability comes, and it's normal to be vulnerable, especially if you want to grow. You need to move to that next level. If you want to be like, oh, you don't want anyone to know you, then you can afford to, to keep, not share your works,
To
but
keep part of you out of the book. But
yeah, so
it would be difficult to keep a part of you out of the book because
yeah,
this is
so
coming from within you.
yeah, so because like for every experiences are universal, they are shared, but they are also from the day-to-day lens of an observer. As a writer, we are observers, we document, we see things, and these are what like forms the basis of our work and inspiration as well. So
So why you went to get the book? We were talking about
What I
how
wanted to say. I was just going to say that when you talked of what gossiping about this, so to speak.
we were actually talking behind your back. We were talking about the fact that for you to be where you are now, you must have got a lot of rejections. You must have had people telling you whatever title you've given the book doesn't fit the market. They're
yeah,
trying to like box you, package you and box you to look a certain way, to write a certain way, to sound a certain way. But you persevered, and now you're getting recognized for your work. So, with the question we want to ask, we know there will be so many rejections or whatever. How for someone that's writing, we've got people that they're writing, like you said, writing is a therapy, to be honest. I
yeah,
like writing stuff down. I like
yeah.
writing a lot. So for the budding writers and people like that, what is your that they've been rejected a couple of times? What would your word be to them to encourage them?
Yeah, for budding writers, I would say that you must be open to corrections.
Mm.
You must be open to honest. let me put it that way, honest feedback, honest correction. And like we said earlier as well, with writing comes vulnerability, and that vulnerability also comes rejection. It's not like, oh, Tolu Akinyemi started today and I became like a perfect writer overnight. It was a process. So for people who are coming along, you must embrace that process. Though, like, yeah, you can come out and blow up. It does happen, but it wouldn't happen for everyone
Oh, like
like
that.
that.
Mm.
So you must see from that place that you must be willing to learn, grow,
Wow.
see the pitfalls, and just understand that not everyone will like what you write. It
Mm.
won't appeal to everybody. You can't please the whole world. Yeah. So even the best books out there, they still get like negative critics.
Reviews.
It's not a personal thing. It's not a personal fight. Say it like it's part of the journey. It's part is so even just say, oh, we don't even like the book cover. Different things. So yeah, so it might just go with the formatting. So people just understand that people are different and not everyone would like what you do or would like your work. And with the rejections, with the pain, just once you have that conviction in your heart that this is what you want to do, just keep on doing it. Whatsoever thing you are trying to do it to the best of your ability. And don't like don't you some people say, oh, I'm a writer, but you don't read. So there's no
Mm.
way, yeah. So
Mm.
you want to become a great writer, you need to like read, you need to invest,
Great.
you need to
Mm.
read, you need to have a library. And so I think it's quite important for budding writers to embrace that, to read and and be open, just see yourself as a work in progress and the world is your oyster, like I would normally say.
Mm. Thank you so much for that. One, I'm gonna say one last question, but you know me, something else might come up. Depending on how on your answer, something else might come up. So, how do you get to publish your books? So, do you have like an agent? Because for some people, they might have, you know. I remember some time ago when I was reading about someone online where they said that there was a website for people to actually post their works, and instead of going through an agent or something like that. I can't remember what the website had. I can't even remember what happened with it. So do you have like an agent, or how did you get to have your works being published?
Yeah, so I have a publishing imprint, Roaring Lion Newcastle. That is my publishing imprint. So, and that is the medium where I used to publish my works. And I think we've moved or let me say, I've moved a step higher this year. I've published another author, and the book will be out on the 1st of March 2021. And I also have two other authors that their books will be published sometimes this year. So, and yeah, so growing it from the mindset of start with mine, but let me also help other people to achieve their own dreams as well, achieve their goals. And so the imprint is the Roaring Lion Newcastle.
Well done. So
Wow.
one question. I told you it depends on your answer. So did you at any point approach any other publishers to publish your work, or you just knew that this is how I'm going to get my dreams actualized?
Yeah, so from the start, my vision was to have an imprint that would not only be useful for me, but for other writers as well.
Okay.
From the start, yeah, I started with that and I never approached anyone else. And yeah, so that is how I got to where I am today.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Well done. Well done. So we will be looking forward. I Tolu, please, let's have the thing in the comment chat as well, so people can actually go and check out the website, check out the for the academy as well, so people can actually go in and post their works as well. Who knows? I'm actually looking forward to 2021 because I know that, like you said, you've got one published, another author coming out with a book in March, and then
Yeah.
two others coming up. So who knows? Out of all these people dropping their poems and whatever on the academy, we might have a few more coming out this year, which is really is something I'm actually looking forward to. Thank you so much, Jolie, for coming and for sharing your story with us, for sharing from your work with us and from reading to us as well, because I've actually put down some titles that I'm actually going to be looking out for and I'm going to get it. So, for some of the nuggets we got from you today is to persevere. Whatever you're doing, you should persevere. You should be open and vulnerable enough to, you should be vulnerable whatever you're doing, but open as well to honest feedback
Yeah.
and not letting anything stop you or hold you back. And one of the things I like about you is you actually made this your own. When I say you made it your own, we are calling you the Lion of Newcastle based on one book. Yeah, you've written others after that, but that one book kind of like paved way for other things, and then people can relate with the lion, with the with the boldness they see from you, the way you carry yourself. So anyone that's listening to this, one of the nuggets is, walk with your head tall. Please do not stoop for anyone. Well, I'm not saying to be proud like that, but what I'm saying is walk with your head tall. The Lord that has given you that vision will also give you things and it bring people your way that will help you actualize that vision. Tolu?
Thank you so much, Olu. Did you have this thing called? It just dropped in my mind. I thought to ask. A lot of budding entrepreneurs have it, or people that are trying to get, some kind of work out there. The imposter syndrome. Is this something that you've ever had, and how did you deal with it?
Hmm.
I've had
Yes.
it in the past, to be honest, but I love to hear what what your thoughts are.
Yeah. So from my own perspective, like even in my writing, I have my own unique way of writing. I don't try and copy anyone else. So I am the lion. I'm the lion. I do what I do. I I don't know one. You get where I'm coming from. Yeah. So
Yep.
but, yeah. So basically, I I won't say about the input syndrome because I knew what I wanted from the off, and I went after it, and it brought me to where I am today. Even with the writing as well, like and like I said very recently, people should not judge. You should not look at any other person to run your race. Just
Mm,
run your own race is be very helpful. And if you're out there listening to me as well, I have a book of essays titled Unravel Your Hidden Gems. And everyone has hidden gems. There was a time I was working here in the UK and everything. I had all those hidden gems. They were just lying in me. They
oh
were
man.
dormant. I didn't want people to know like, oh, this guy, like I'm
Mm,
I'm here to work. I don't really want to know I'm talented or have anything. So it was just there, it was lying fallow. So, but until we cultivate it, until we unravel the hidden gems within us, we can. But once you unravel those gems, you can move mountains. Like
mm,
Mm-hmm.
look at
Wow.
look at the powerful body of work now that I have today is because and even though the initial days, the vulnerability was there, it wasn't perfect and everything, but the fact that it was, I just wanted to be better.
mm,
You understand? So for some people, they may be vulnerable. People may say, oh, yeah, you're not good, you're not this, you're not that. And you lose your confidence, you lose your self-worth, and you pack it up. I
Mm.
feel like, no, no matter what,
mm,
we will pick ourselves up, we'll brace it, we'll weather it, I will give you another go. So I think it's quite important, like, no matter what life throws at you, give it another go, put your best foot forward. And that is how I got to a place whereby from the writing now I can win awards and do other things and get gigs even in the States. Now I get like a lot of events, state in the States and everything. So it's because they are now seeing that there's this UK, even like in 2021, apart from people buying my books on my website, like Amazon and everything, it's like states. And so I'm like, oh, wow, this is
mm,
good. So basically, it's that talent that we have that can open doors for us, that can make a way for us. But we need to be able to push ourselves to, go the extra mile. So I think from the start, even there, if the Deadlines Don't Roll book launch is on YouTube, I was like, oh, one day I'm going to become a New York Times bestselling author, even though then I didn't even know that on self-published authors, you don't even like you can never be self-published and become in New York. Times best-selling author. At that time, I never knew, but I had that swagger. Oh no, I'm going to become a New York. So from the off, I had that confidence that I was going to make a success of this. And even though I'm still like pinching myself, like, oh, Tolu, by September, my 11th book would have been out. So I was like, wow, this is as April 2019 when I was doing my book launch for Dead Cats Don't Meow. I was saying, oh, even if this is my last book, I've paid my price. And that was book number
Say
4.
never.
There's still more to come out of your
Yeah.
stable. There's still more
Amen
to
to
come
that.
out.
Amen.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Tolu.
So,
That's awesome. Fantastic.
for anyone listening to us, if you want to have a piece of Tolu Akinyemi, the Lion of Newcastle, with you at home, check in the comment section. We've got the website on there. You can actually have him in your home. When I say have him in your home, go and buy his books. So thank you so much for coming on, and we really appreciate you. And as we always do when we have a lovely guest come on Precious Bear, Tolu will do the honors of thanking you on behalf of everyone.
Thank you so much. Liz has already, said everything that I can have said. Thank you so much for jumping on. So many fantastic nuggets from you. You've killed it. You crushed it. Every single thing that we had in mind when I contacted you to come on. I just wanted you to come share your story and inspire someone. And I'm sure, without doubt, that someone has been inspired. I'm being inspired even. So I know that more people listening are going to be inspired, even those who are watching the replay. And one thing that stuck to my mind as well is that your vision, your how far you can't go farther than your vision. Imagine that you never visioned, if that's the correct word, to have your own imprint, you know. Some people have thought it's impossible, and to see you winning awards just from your own imprint as a Black person in England is awesome. So we're super proud of you. The Black community is super proud of you. So keep killing it, keep crushing it. God bless you. And the
Thank you very
sky
much.
is the limit. Yeah. Thank you everyone for jumping on today. Big God bless you guys. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your weekend.
And we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Wow.
Actually.
Bye, guys.
Bye.